yesterday I talked about Andy Biggs and a victim of the Epstein files and Epstein issues, right, that came out and is coming out about Andy Biggs, that he's named in these files. Okay, per this victim, that there is issues, right? Okay, so somebody said, well, Andy Biggs, why would he have voted for the Epstein files to be released if he had something to do it? You know, a few people were upset that I talked about this, and I said, well, first off, Andy Biggs did not vote for it in July, okay? Then in November, he does vote for it. Well, interestingly enough, 1% of these files have actually been produced, and they're redacted largely, which we know. 99%, according to this article, still have not been released to the public. Now, in my mind, don't you think that Andy Biggs would have known that if his name is actually in these files, and he is too? Don't you think he would have known that they were going to be redacted and therefore he jumped on board? No? Okay. Well, and only 1% would be, and then we'd be fighting for the rest? Okay. Well, that's what I think. Now, I'm going to give Andy Biggs the benefit of the doubt, and I'm going to say, Andy Biggs, if you want to publicly say that none of those files, 100% of them, are not going to contain your name or your information in them, then I will remove those 2 posts from yesterday. I will do that. If you tell the public publicly that you are not implicated and that victim is essentially lying, right? It's the victim that is saying this. So go ahead publicly and say that. And guys, if you're not wanting to hear other sides of facts or discovery or things that are happening, then ask yourself why you choose to stop up your ears. But what I won't do, I will not stop talking, because that's my platform. Listen, this is not fun to run for governor, right? I'm not enjoying this process. Somebody said to me, oh, are you, you're really desperate to be governor? And I'm like, actually, I'm not. I'm not desperate to be governor. I've been called to this by Christ himself. Jesus. I know, does that sound crazy to you guys? You could say universe or whatever. I choose to call him Jesus. I've been called to this, okay? This isn't what I woke up and wanted to do one day. Why am I doing it? I literally want to save Arizona, and I'm passionate about the people here, and I am fearful that if I'm not governor, then we are in a very bad spot in Arizona. And what I want to inform the public and myself as part of the public is what these politicians and Congress people and people in power are doing in our state and our nation that are wrong. And I will continue to talk. I will continue to tell you about it, and I'll continue to do this even when I'm governor. And that's why I said when I'm governor. I'm going to be governor. I have been called to this, and nobody's going to stop what God has planned. So Andy Biggs, if it's not true, go ahead and say it, and I'll remove the post.